New York Pro is the biggest show in bodybuilding that you don't need an invite for or to qualify for. So all the Arnolds need an invite for. Olympia got to qualify for. Other than that, New York Pro is the biggest show in bodybuilding in my book. So start big with a bang. You know, it's one of those things, it's a lot of work, but it's something that I'm very, very, very excited about. A couple months ago, I didn't think I was going to be able to make it, but right now, you know, God willing, keep on progressing like I am, it's looking like I'm going to be able to make that pro debut in May at the New York Pro like I wanted to make originally before I thought I had to have this surgery. Name of the game is, you know, just maximizing, you know, myself on a business level and then maximizing myself in a gym, you know, from an off-season standpoint. All right, guys, well, just to recap, a pretty awesome arm workout. I haven't been one for arm days in the past. One, because I never felt like I could really work hard enough, and two, for the last 3 years, I've been dealing with some degree of pain in that left bicep that I had fixed 6 months ago. So, you know, as of, you know, like the past 5-6 weeks, I've really started to hit a stride in terms of being relatively pain-free and really able to, you know, just push, you know, balls to the walls, pedal to the metal on that shoulder, you know, through all my bicep movements, through all of my pressing movements. And it's absolutely incredible the difference it's made in my physique. But, you know, not only with my physique, but, you know, gauge of progress, you know, being like weights used. Like, before I had my surgery, I could barely curl a 25-pound dumbbell for a set of, like, a clean set of 12. And, you know, you saw me training in the video, you know, doing hammers with 45 with good form and, you know, preacher curls with 35-pound dumbbells and stuff. So, you know, already, even though it's not completely caught up yet, it's so much stronger than it was before. Alright guys, so I wanted to show you something that applies to all cable exercises. I'm going to do it for tricep extensions, but whenever you're doing a cable exercise, whenever the cable in your arm is making a 90-degree angle, that's the point where that cable is putting the most resistance mechanically on the muscle you're training. So you'll see when I do this set, I'm going to start at a position to where whenever I'm fully extended, it's making that 90-degree angle. So the resistance is hardest at the bottom, and as the set gets harder, I'm going to take steps forward towards the cables, and that cable is going to be real close to me at the bottom. It's going to be really close to my arm, which is when it's mechanically easiest. So it's hardest at the top where you still have the most power output left. So I'll show you what that looks like. So we'll get these here, and you'll see at the bottom it's relatively 90 degrees between my arms and the cables. I can definitely feel it. The point of resistance is hardest at the point of full extension and contraction. And you'll see as I start to get fatigued here, I think it's the last rep, I'm gonna scoot up and you'll see those cables are a lot closer to me. So at the bottom, it's perceivably much easier. So in effect, it's a mechanical drop set, because you all saw how I had reached that point of failure several steps back, and I'm able to get another 5 or 6 reps doing it that way. So mechanically, drop the weight off and extend your sets without having to stop, take tension off, and drop the pins. So, and one of the coolest things was the arm had always been at least a 1/2 inch to a 3/4 of an inch smaller than my good arm, my right arm. But you know, like I said, we're still catching it up. But right now, it's just over 1/4 of an inch smaller than the other arm. So it's already bigger than it's ever been before, which really is awesome, and you know, gave me a lot of I guess gave me a lot of satisfaction, you know, and a lot of, you know, just reassurance, you know, that, you know, I am going to be better than ever. And on the subject of being better than ever, you know, I've weighed more than I weigh right now. The heaviest I've ever been was 271 at the end of the day. And right now I'm going to bed, you know, 265, 266 at the end of the day. But I am, you know, definitely a sub 10% body fat right now. And previously, you know, the start of Nationals, I was fat, you know, because honestly, I didn't think I was going to be doing Nationals. I kind of been eating my feelings about getting the MRI results back for my bicep. That was before we decided to just grit my teeth and go for it. So had some ground to make up on that. But yeah, I'm excited to be holding this body composition at this weight. I'm going to keep on pushing. We keep on pushing more and more food, you know, just pick that size up that I need for the pro debut. But, you know, on the other side of the coin, I'm not pushing for size at the expense of all else. I'm not trying to blow my lines out. I'm not trying to, you know, get a big-ass belly, you know, to do it. So taking things as fast as I can while, you know, keeping all the qualities that are pleasing about my physique. I know it needs more size, but it doesn't need size at the expense of my lines. So I'm keeping that in mind this off-season. I'm just thinking about it. That exercise used to be a staple of mine until I started dealing with a lot of this that I had been for like the last year and a half prior to my surgery. And you know, prior to my surgery, anytime I'd still try to do them, and it got to the point where I just stopped doing them very quickly. But when I'd try to do them, I couldn't get over like 35, 40 pounds because of how unstable the shoulder was from the bicep being so damaged. So I can't tell y'all how much fun I'm having getting back to training and doing the exercises that I like to do. This is what I love about bodybuilding. Like, competing's cool. Competing's the recognition for what you do in here, though, and that's the way I look at it, at least. So in here is what I love to do, and I'm actually doing what I love to do again. So. Some of y'all might think this tip is a little extra, and at the end of the day, it is a little extra. It doesn't really make that big of a difference, but hey, if it makes a 2% difference or even a 1% difference, why not? Basically, using that incline board, if you don't have an incline board, you can use like a 25-pound plate or a 45-pound plate, but essentially the idea is, since we're doing these step forward curls, and you really want to have it to where when you're at the bottom, there's still tension pulling you back, you're not losing that little bit of I guess like lost momentum or lost motion kind of deal, because if you don't have that board behind there, no matter how hard you try, the second you start pulling, you kind of pulled back until you brace. And I feel, at least, it's a nice way to start because you have your heel elevated and you're already so rigid and braced from that. You know, the second you start pulling, I feel like you get a little more tension at the bottom. I know it sounds like a load of crock, but try it and tell me you don't get a better bicep contraction. Really looking forward to having another 4 or 5 months to work. Training's fun again. I'm enjoying being in the gym, I'm enjoying watching my body change. You know, I haven't felt like this in a really long time. I'm genuinely loving going to the gym every day right now and eating all the food and, you know, just living the bodybuilding lifestyle, you know, just having the structure and, you know, just finding satisfaction and going to bed at the end of every day knowing I couldn't have pushed my body any harder than I did. Couldn't ask to be in a better headspace, couldn't ask to have better people behind me and around me, so looking forward to finishing out 2019 strong and then hitting the ground sprinting for 2020. I don't know how much I talked about this either. This was luckily one that passed, but you're gonna laugh, but for junior USAs, I had really bad de Quervain syndrome, AKA mommy's thumb, or AKA trigger thumb, in this hand. So basically, like, this thumb Now, if you grab your hand and go like that, you should be able to get like some kind of flexion like that, but with like stretching, holding your thumb down and going like that. The hand, like literally, it hurt just to start grabbing that thumb. The tendon was so inflamed through here. And I ended up having to get like corticosteroid shot in and everything to get it to feel better. But so that started and I couldn't do a hammer curl because of that. And then as this situation devolved up here, my shoulder became so unstable that when I would do a hammer curl, because my arm's not turned out, my scapula is really able to get like down and retracted. Because it's more like this, my scapular retraction was so weak. The second I started curling, the shoulder would get like rolled forward and it pinched that bicep so bad I couldn't do them. So yeah, it feels really good to be doing hammer curls again because I have really good forearms, low inserting brachialis. So now that I'm able to train them again, I'm gonna get like some bowling pin forearms going. It's gonna be good stuff.